Hey, Chris Lambert here, co host of Watching the Throne, the number one Kanye West podcast. And today, in this video, we're going to be talking about this track list here that showed up in episode 2 of season 16 of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and kind of the hype that people had when they saw this, as this is probably the first visual evidence of what the Yandhi album that we're going to get in September was going to be, which is awesome to see, right? But hard to see. Like, that is not a clear picture. And shout out to Kanye Leaks here, Instagram account I just found out about, and that has a lot of great information, more information than I have. So shout out. And there's been kind of a group effort trying to put this together and see what was said on this dry erase board. Like you can see in this post, or maybe you can't. There's supposed to be a shout out about who said it, but they go from this to people on the Yandhi leaks, and I'm sure in Arcania as well, putting together kind of a trace of the letters of what's in this photo. And you kind of get question marks, then New Body, which is a song that we had heard about, which was Nicki Minaj talking about stigmas regarding women and their bodies and sex and everything. Bye Bye, it looks like. I Love It may have been on there. I don't know what the fuck that says. Alien Spacing, Last Name, City in the Sky, We Got Love, and Chakras, which some people has also thought might be Chappas, which when I look at it, it does often look like Chappas to me, but I mean, P and K, or K and R for chakras, very similar either way. Chakras makes sense with all the chakra imagery that Kanye had been posting and talking about energy and colors and the energy of colors. So I think from the context clues, we could assume chakras. But the sad thing about this is that this is from the day of Saturday Night Live in September, like September 29th, which means that 6 months later, I don't know how many of these songs are still on there. If you just watch the video that I did on that episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, I talked a bit about how we were supposed to get what ended up being The Life of Pablo in like 2014. Kanye announced it at the end of 2013. And then the album didn't come out for almost 2 years later. But some of the original songs that were supposed to be on that first version of The Life of Pablo that we might just call So Help Me God were supposed to be God Level, Black Bruce Wayne, 4 or 5 Seconds, All Day, I Feel Like That, Piss on Your Grave, and a few others I'm probably forgetting. None of those made it onto the final album, though 2 years is different than 6 months. There might be that some of these, like New Body, stays on where others fall off, but this also doesn't have some of the songs that we heard leading up to the album release, which would be The Storm, 80 Degrees, and maybe not even that Shoot Up song that we just heard that might have been a leak. Like, I mean, it was dubbed Shoot Up just because that's a sample. Any one of these could have been that. Like Bye Bye could have been that song. But Kanye Leaks put together kind of a potential Yandhi track list here. And you can see that Yandhi, title track, see slide 2, Garden, Bye Bye, I Love It, The Storm, featuring XXX and Ty Dolla $ign, Hippocone or Hurricane, Last Name, Slave Name, a song with Cudi. That Last Name, Slave Name, I think that dates back to like March of last year, which would have been that OG Yay, Love Everyone. I don't know if that's actually would have made it all the way onto this. A song with Kid Cudi, New Body featuring Ty Dolla $ign and Nicki Minaj, 80 Degrees, Alien Spooky, City in the Sky, We Got Love, Chakras, and then Shoot Up. We have no idea what era this is from right now. So this is some of the things that Kanye Leaks had also put together in this post. This is from a guy that lives in Uganda who had worked with Kanye or heard the album when Kanye was there. And he said any hints about Yandhi and answered that the song itself is a banger, meaning that Yandhi is a track on Yandhi. We also got YouTube expands Coachella 2019 coverage to both weekends, includes Kanye's Easter service, which just makes people think that if it's streaming on YouTube, the way that in the Wyoming projects we got a live stream for all the albums, this could not just be the Sunday service performance, but the performance of Yandhi. You know, if Kanye wanted to drop it on Saturday Night Live, that's cool. That's a huge stage to do that. He could have the similar idea, like, I want to debut it somewhere else. What's the next biggest stage we could do it? Coachella. That's my wishful thinking. That could not be his thought process. But we're also seeing that Universal Music Group took down Shoot Up, the Kanye Yandhi leak. And why would Universal Music Group be taking down a track like that if it wasn't going to be on an album, right? There's plenty of unreleased tracks that just stay up on YouTube all the time without any problem. I mean, it could also be the fact that Santa Gold, the sample that's on there, the Shoot Up sample, is on several other songs, including a B.O.B. song from 2010. So it might just not have anything to actually do with Kanye. But at the same time, could have everything to do with Kanye. We also have some producers saying music on its way with the Yandhi background. And then, actually, I don't know if this is a producer. I have no fucking idea who this is, but I'm figuring since it's included, it's probably somebody that's relevant to something. And then Hovain, who has been Kanye's kind of pseudo manager for the last few months, and who likes to kind of tease things out on Twitter, said the return of the wave is almost upon us just a few days ago. So with all these things kind of happening right now, it feels like there's a lot of energy building towards something with Yandhi and maybe a release date coming. But this was at least a track list at some point for the album. And you can see that it's more than 7 songs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that this list in total, with all the potential things that we've heard, gets it all the way up to 15. So we could be getting a proper album. Though I will say, if you haven't heard me talk about it before, that you should listen to Ye and Kids See Ghosts as one album, where Ye talks about the external dynamic of Kanye and the outside world, and how what's going on inside of him affects his relationships and experiences in the outside world. So the negative emotions cause him to have this ramped up state, where then the positive emotions that come out of love and support and trying to be a better person cause him to act in better ways and have a better, like a more beautiful life. And Kids See Ghosts is the internal landscape, where you're seeing him work through the negative emotions and come out the other side having a stronger grasp on himself and reining in a lot of the darker aspects of his psyche that can take over. Both albums have a 3-1-3 structure, where they start on the first 3 tracks in a darker place. And on the 4th track of both songs, there's a pivot to needing to have a positive charge to change things for the better. And then the last 3 tracks on both albums are more positive in nature, which gets back to kind of the mission statement that we hear in I Thought About Killing You: the most beautiful thoughts are beside the darkest, that this darkness gives rise to the beauty. So if you didn't like getting a 7-song album, congratulations, you got a 14-song album, and it's awesome. I would recommend alternating the songs, doing Ye 1, Kids See Ghost 1, Ye 2, Kids See Ghost 2, and going through it that way for kind of the best effect of everything. Or you could listen to a more linear, all of Ye, all of Kids See Ghost, but enjoy that if you haven't yet. We'll be back with any other rumors and updates, addressing them, talking about them, giving some context. If you have any questions, have anything you want me to address, please leave it down below. Shout out again to Kanye Leaks and Yandhi Leaks and Ghost Bubbles here and the rest of the crew, and everybody in our Kanye and just everybody in the Kanye community. All love, you know? Until the next video, stay wavy, keep it loopy, and we shall talk very soon.